of and Searching Together, a man with wide range of network and organizational skills. His activism is largely inclined to words, but not limited to ecological concerns. I request you to take our token. Next, we have Ramsang Lunglen, founder and host of Lunglen Show, a dynamic and incredibly talented show host who brings life to meaningful conversation. I request you to receive a small token. Next, we have engineer Mission Lokat, convener of the Ctan, a visionary and a pragmatic leader, a champion of transparency, a warrior of justice. He is a beacon of courage and integrity. I request you to receive our Next, we have Dr. Filippo Noyoka, member of the board of Nnqf, leading her county leader and organization. She is a courageous and wise
everyone. This is a beautiful day to see young people coming here for a talk, for a conversation.
This May 2020. Now we had a 3-year degree course spread over, 6-semester degree course spread over 3 years. Today we have the 7th and 8th semester. This means the degree program, this is optional, the 4th semester, the 4th year, the 7th and 8th semesters. Now the advantage for students of the passing of the 8th semester is that they get to go for do a 1-year master's degree program. And those who have done exceptionally well, who have scored 75 or 80%, I don't remember, some of you will remember. From the 8th semester, they can start a PhD. They can start looking for a PhD. So the system has been revamped. It has been very friendly, it has become very forward-looking. So when this is happening, when somebody can go straight for a PhD after the 8th semester, it means that the 7th and 8th semesters have a big component of research. So today, we need faculties who have PhDs as well. It's become very important. So all of you are aspirants, some of you are working for your PhD, some of you have your PhDs, those of you are still taking better work for it faster. Because even if you get recruited through the NPSC without PhDs, you will require a PhD for future work. Now there's a government order that says that these posts don't lapse. So that means we have seen some posts that cannot be filled up because there are no qualified candidates for the last 3, 4, 5 years. Government colleges are short of teachers. Every single post for those departments of the colleges matter a lot. The government has to wake up. Something has to be resolved. We cannot keep these pending indefinitely. Now, one good thing with this NEP 2020 is that it encourages institutional autonomy. We have 3 autonomous colleges in Nagaland. The Kohima Science College is the only government college, and 2 private colleges. The government should have been doing much better. Now this autonomy, the government of India is willing to give to deserving colleges, but there are some requirements. More teachers, more qualified teachers, and the basic infrastructure. We have to improve. Now this is a very competitive international arena that we are in today. The key to growth is knowledge generation. At the heart of knowledge generation is research. Without research, no knowledge is generated. We cannot compete with anybody outside our territory. The world's top institutions like Harvard University, MIT, Caltech, Cambridge, Oxford, Yale, Princeton, etc. are basically research universities. They have devoted their time, major chunk of their time for research. So that's what they are right on top. One fine day about
Nnqf is that when we talk to Shimlo, Paketo, Vide, we found that they were not fighting anything for themselves, not for their personal gain. But one very inspiring message we got from them was that what has happened to us, this should not happen to posterity, to the future generation.
Since the movement has started, so by any means, the requisition has to be done. That is one thing. But even if requisition is done, doesn't mean that the battle ends there. You know, the battle don't, the war will still continue. So the government also should know that yes, they saw the sentiments, the emotions of the people, of the children. That time we saw leaders telling them, "Oh, you please go home." No, one will not go, will not go. The anger did not still come out. But the government should not provoke the anger of the youngsters.
And you have won a very big victory by forcing them to cancel the regularization. But they are never going to request you to take this. Now, because I believe that there are rumors floating around that every one of these 147 paid a certain amount of money. Now, so whoever took the money has to give these people time to recover their money. So the only, in spite of my disappointments in the judiciary, the only option is to get the courts to intervene and force them to requisition these posts. Since they can regularize, then why can't they requisition the posts? They cannot say that these are sanctioned posts, non-sanctioned posts, nothing like that. So that is my take on that. No. And regarding NPSC, see, interviews are very subjective. Now, my brother, when he appeared, he interviewed in 1982. Even that tribalism was very prevalent. So he got into an argument with one of the members of the NPSC, and the chairman, who was a Sikh gentleman, he intervened and told that member that we are not here to question his knowledge of the subject. That has already been done in the as he said earlier, you know. It's just here.
to the second article, there I mentioned that the government should replace the minister by a highly qualified person. A qualified person should come as minister for higher education. We're dealing with higher education. We cannot afford to have somebody without any qualifications come and guide the department. You look at some foreign countries like New Zealand, Australia, some places. The health minister is a doctor. The education minister is a retired or a professor. So, see, we have these kind of people who run their countries. That's why their countries are so successful. If we go by whims and fancies and by party pressure, Nagaland will collapse. But at least let's not allow higher education to collapse. All of you, we are, Mr. Kahuto has already assured you of his support. You have support of the KTB. Maybe I also join the fray. We can gather a lot of people who can support you. We will support you. But we need to see you stand up first.
As revocation without requisition is incomplete, even if requisition takes place, there are still concerns regarding the CSE, which makes the exam certain concerns that make it questionable with regard to transparency and fair recruitment. And so based on that argument, I want to point out 3 things here. The first thing is with regard to the mark weightage. When it comes to the CSE, the Common Educational Services exam, they have allotted out of the 100 marks, we have 100%. We have allotted 40% to the academic report of the aspirant, and 45% to the written examination, 15% for the interview. Now here the concern is particularly with the 40% that we have allotted to the academic report. Now we will see that there is variation among the aspirants. Some aspirants will fall under the annual system, some under the semester system. Now there is a stark difference in terms of their scoring because of the difference in the system. Then there are also variations across universities. Some universities are very strict with their markings, whereas some universities are lenient with markings. So based on this 40%, some sections of aspirants are already at a disadvantage, even before they write the exam. Then only 45% according to the written exam, then we have 15%. Now there are, of course, we understand that there has to be a section that is allotted for interview. However, we also find that there are disparities against there. When you look at different aspirants, some of them will have better articulation skills, a wider range of vocabulary, mannerisms, and presentations, that will differ. Now, we're not saying that that is wrong, but there's already an existing disparity in the society. And therefore, in order to narrow down those disparities, I think the interview percentage also has to come down to at least 10% as other examinations. So these are some of the concerns that we have addressed and appealed to the concerned authorities also. And we come to this recommendation that if we are looking for fair recruitment, the authorities should bring down the academic report from 40% to 20%. And as mentioned earlier by Professor Hong, they should give more emphasis on research, publication, research experiences, and even teaching experience. Then the interview should be limited to 10% as in other exams, and the written examination should be increased to 70%. That's our suggestion. These are some of the demands that we have put in one of our petitions. As you go out, we will sign if you agree.
But the problem is, why is the requisition not being sent? Nah, itu clarify kuliahnya. We invited the minister, we invited the officials also. We get the letter to them. So after some days, we went to their office, requested them to come and see us. Nah, because see, I'm there even dari tiga tahun. What is black is black, what is white is white. So particular also the time ini, kini patah nak beri. Why is the requisition so difficult to be sent? We wanted them to highlight that to the public. Uli, they didn't turn up to run. Uli, see, now, just recently, the Nnqf, they have filed RTF, two RTF on the same day. So, this is what the department is doing. When the RTI is asking question or about the total sanction posts of assistant professors and librarians, in one of the RTI, the reply is 609. I'm saying, okay, RTI was filed the same day, we come in. So it was 609 as it were. Alright, it was 500 something as it number. Such go parole number. Sanction post was somewhere. Now, RTI was there. After 2022, they asked for at a particular year, post creation order than tiga post creation, cuman number post itu display 2024 last year 17 December kan akta posek grade akta posek grade bisa semua baru. Ini apa yang jadi dulu dalam KSA. So maybe in the later part we discuss more. Thank you.
Well, I think I personally feel that if I were in the position, not only ill will, I would do a much worse job. Because everything is new that we're trying to do. And we have very little background resilience. And I would say this fellow has a lot of resilience because of his background. We'll discuss it later. But I think that is why so many things are done wrong just because we don't know how to do differently. I feel that we are witnessing a huge thing that your group has brought together like this. A few years ago, we couldn't get a group like this, especially of young people. Just because I think they were not, I don't know, you know so many things now, and so you're so smart now, I'll honestly say. So well informed because of the information technology, IT, and all that, you're grasping them and you're benefiting from it. And so such a group, I've never seen a group like this. They're so alert, showing such interest. So I feel that I would like to appeal to all of you that don't give up at all to make this better and better. This process that you are part of, led by this group who have brought it into being, don't leave it to them to work it out. It's going to become very difficult, very difficult. And I don't think you will give up, but I make this lecture free. Jean Monnet, he was the international bureaucrat, economist, lawyer and everything, Frenchman, and he was regarded as a man who created the European Union with Chancellor Adenauer of Germany and Robert Schuman. Chancellor, he was the Prime Minister, and Robert Schuman was the Foreign Minister and Prime Minister eventually of France after the Second World War. It was a terrible time of complete destruction of Europe and the world. And so they said, how do we make sure the Third World War doesn't come? And so it's a long story, but he's thinking, he's far-seeing wisdom, and from his own tested experience of many years. I feel that somebody raised the matter of what about the individual. It comes down to what you as an individual, I as an individual, how far I will obey the sense that something has to be done and say that, oh, there's somebody else to do it. No matter who you are, if you say what should be done at my level, at my situation, I will fight like hell. The Russian writer, Nobel laureate Alexander Solzhenitsyn, in his acceptance speech of the Nobel Prize for Literature, he couldn't go to Sweden. His speech was smuggled out and it became viral all over the world. And in that, in his speech, he said, the lie may come into the world and even dominate it, but not through me. The lie may come into the world and even dominate it, but not through me. And he said, sometimes you will find that there's just one step where you're standing. And everything else is gone, corrupted and everything, like Soviet Union at that time. But you say that where I'm standing, that is under my control, my responsibility, not through me. Then it begins the crack of the avalanche. The big thing to crack. But if you do not say that somebody else should do what should be done. Thank you very much.